Back to Coy for another one. So it's getting a little bit more exciting. Every day I'm moving a little bit closer to getting the fish in here. So as you can see, obviously here we're gonna show you some information around the heat inside of it, how the insulation's working, how it's holding up. Really pleased with it. I did a little test 24 hours apart with no heater on, put hot water in just to see how it did. So we're going to look at that, and then also today I'm going to explain to you a little bit about this contraption and what I've done with the heater, and then my old favourite, my Nitrico bacterial goop. Just been down to Carpco to have a good chat with them, low it down there, and picked up some Nitrico goop, which is the nitrifying bacteria to start your filter. It is live bacteria. I don't know anywhere else that actually does alive bacteria cultures that are, you know, ready to go. Literally, this stuff should be called Just Add Fish, because it is one of those things on the market that genuinely holds up to what it says. I love it. I've done a previous video on it. Go have a look at that one. Check it out on my channel. I'm going to use it again. Practice what I preach. From our point of view, pond keepers, and they are doing this in bigger pond loads now. I would be adding this in the spring when the season starts, once the temperatures pick up a little bit, to give your filter a kickstart, so you can start feeding, you can bit the fish up, getting going quicker and quicker. Any new system, again, like I'm doing here, that is going to be dumped in my roto shower to populate the filter media to get me going up again. So, you know, I pretty much avoid new pond syndrome in that sense. I don't have these. Until I start pushing the food, I don't have the initial problems where you can't even get any food in there. Obviously, when you're trying to up your food, it's a different story anyway, but you'd have to put more in. But to begin with, this is a great start. Will get me just checking the system's working as I want before I then start heaping all the food in. So, this contraption is basically an external thermostat. Trying to avoid all the water going everywhere off the roof. It's an external thermostat which I'm going to plug this heater into. Reason being is two reasons. One, I saw comments in my last video about the thermostats on these getting stuck and causing you problems, so I'm going to try and avoid that if I can. The second one being actually something I've done, so I spoke about it briefly in another video. In here I have taken this off and I have taped up the flow switch, so the flow switch is constantly on. It can't be broken by a lack of flow. The reason I've done that is I couldn't get 4,000 litres an hour coming through this system with the gravity feed. Knew I wouldn't, and I wasn't sure where I'd land with the heater, but I couldn't run it, so I have permanently got that switch on. So in effect I've lost one of my safety features. You do obviously have the second thermostat in here still, which is here. If it hits 60 degrees it will shut the unit off, but 60 degrees I don't want the temperature going up as stupidly high in the water. Bearing in mind it is only 1,000 odd litres, just over 1,000 litres that's running in here. So we're going to plug it into this external thermostat, which will have a temperature probe on it, which as soon as the temperature cuts to a certain level it will turn the heater off, and then I can rely on the thermostat that's in there to keep it going when it needs to be. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with this. So I'm going to give it a plug in, give it a set up, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I've set it up. So as I said, the heater plugs in to the unit. The unit is then plugged in to the mains. There is a temperature probe that comes out of the unit, which is fed into the pond, and then literally from here is where I control what's going on. So the current temperature is 23.9 degrees, which is I'm so happy about, because that was 27.7 last night, about 18 hours ago. It's just short of 18 hours. So the insulation is working really well. The rate it's losing heat at, and I've still got a few bits to do, will make it better as well. So really pleased with that. I've got the thermostat set to 24 degrees. So the heating, I want the temperature to stay at 24 degrees. As soon as that goes below that threshold, that's when I want the heater to start kicking in. So what I've got is I've got a 0.2 degree heating difference. So as soon as this drops to 23.8, the heating emblem and the light will kick on and bring it back up to 24 degrees. It will take it back up to 24.2, then it will take the heating back off, and it will continue on that cycle whilst it heats it for me. This way I'm not relying on that thermostat, because again, not the most accurate of things, are they? And like I said, I've read quite a few bad things since a few of the comments that were made in the last video. So I've also, on this, because of the flow switch being turned off in the heater, I have got a temperature alarm set on this. So if it hits 28 degrees C, the alarm will scream at me. It will literally sound a really loud alarm, and then I'll obviously know what's going on. So you can also, with these, they have a cooling side. So for example, if you wanted to manage a temperature down to keep it in a window, you can also set it the other way. So this is set to 25. As soon as 25 comes on, it will power whatever unit you've got to cool. Again, if you're using it for a marine aquarium, maybe in a hotter country, the States, etc., or you've got it in a greenhouse and you don't want a certain temperature going on, you can cool it back down as well. So seems to be a good bit of kit. So really easy to set up. I've read some reviews on it that said it was rubbish and the instructions were crap. Don't agree, if I'm honest. Found it quite simple, quite straightforward. Obviously if you're buying this, you probably know what you want it for anyway. So yeah, I'll let you know how it works, if it works as well as it has been set up. So there we go. Very happy with that. I'll have to do some cable tidying at some point. Right, there we go. So literally at the top of the media exposed, water filled to that level. I've shut the tap at the bottom to make sure I've got the level right in here, and then literally I'm going to open this up and pour it all over. Let it settle down, leave it sitting there for a few hours, just make sure it adheres itself to what the rock and the media's below, and then yeah, just get the system right running again. So I'll snap back and show you how to put it in. So here we go. Like I said, I've shown you this before, but for those who haven't seen it, and again, like I say, practice what I preach. I love this stuff. I don't think you can beat it. So here we go. I will give these a wash out once I've squeezed them down in that water, once I mix it all in. I can't do that with one hand on holding the camera. So yeah, I'll put the second tub in, wash them out, and then I'll leave it. Right, I've given that a good stir in, literally, to get it off the top and make it free moving. So that's all now going to settle in the alpha grog and the Cyperax that's underneath over the next couple of hours. So literally going to leave the tap off, leave the system not running, and then it'll be ready to put fish in, because the media will have a nice culture of bacteria in there ready to break down some food waste. So let the exciting part begin. So back in the main tub, I'm just literally sifting through which ones are going to move across to the new heated tub in the tunnel. I'm trying to pick the small ones I want to see develop, and then split some off just to compare how they do in here versus out there. So what ones would you pick? Let's have a look what I've gone for. So these are the ones that I've gone for. I've got different reasons for all of them, but obviously some of the real smaller ones who struggle to compete for the larger pellets I want to throw in the main tub now. I've got my dad's birthday shower to grow on, and obviously all my Ginrin favourites, and one of the Tachysita or Tachystar showers that we picked up in Essex to compare to how the rest get on. So yep, these are the ones going in the tub. They'll be at a nice 24-degree heat. They'll be getting 8 foods a day, hopefully they'll get up to. And this is now acclimatising in the new tub, bringing the temperature up to 24 degrees. So, you know, it's quite a big jump from where they was at. They've been sitting at 14, 15, so just going to let them acclimatise in.
You're supposed to say quiet and stuff.
Right, so now we've moved a couple out of the tub into the IBC that's insulated in the tunnel. I'm now putting 2 other ones that are just going to be my quarantine ones to see what happens. Both of them had a biofire that we had that I think they'll go pick. This is really dark Achiever, really dark. It's dark in the summer as well, so interesting to see what happens in the growth. But he's going to be in here along with it's a heat shower, so the whites on it. And then I'm going to get out the ones that we got from the show and check on the injured one. So yeah, we'll snap back in a bit when we start getting those out. So these are the ones I've pulled out of the quarantine stroke hospital tank. The majority of them from the show that we went to in Declan a while ago, the previous video on. Haven't put enough water in here. I'm trying to put on the minimum amount to stop them jumping, so I'll quickly top this up before I float them and acclimatise them and move them down. Keeps nice and light as well. And that shower was one that was injured, so yeah. Let's get them across. Right, so I've moved out what I feel brave enough moving out now, and then I'm going to top this back up, get the filter back on, so this is all good to go. I'm not moving the shower back today. I'm going to give him another couple of weeks, and then because I might do some more fiddling with this as well on the system, so I'd rather not put him through 2 bouts of stress. But he's healing really well, so happy with that. Get this filled up, The other ones are floating at the moment, they're acclimatising, so while that's happening, I can sort this one out. Snap back in a bit. So these guys are now acclimatising, getting ready to go in to the new home. Oh, it's sitting at a nice 24 degrees, so it's taken quite a while to bring it up. Slowly trying to acclimatise them. Well, trying to find the balance between the slowest possible and not stressing them out. But so far so good. That shower, that one there, has done really well. He was moved across to the quarantine stroke hospital tank because he'd knocked himself. He had a nasty sort of, well, just a cut on the side that got infected and started opening up to an ulcer. As soon as I moved him, good, cleaner water, less fish, less stress, healed up nicely. Bit of salt as well, obviously. I'm a big fan of salt. So yeah, the rest of these doing quite well. These ones have only ever been in the quarantine tank from the show. Quite pleased with them already there. I did start feeding them up for a little while. While the temperature was up, I've had to stop recently. But the Easy Pod just kept bloody blocking. I tried to get up to 4 or 5 feeds a day. So yeah, they're doing good. A couple of shimmies on that achiever I don't remember seeing when I got him, so keep an eye on that. Nothing to do about it anyway, but it's unfortunate because he's got really, really nice fish. Right, finished getting acclimatised, and then I'll show you when they're all in. Alright, here they go. Who's going to be first to leave? There's the Kajaku, the Achiever, Shower, the Shiro, the Hiyutsuri, and of course last is the biggest one. I like the bowl too much. This is interesting, I'll stay here for a minute. Come mate, eat it. There we go, they've all dived down. So there we go, they're all in. Monumental moment. I've got them all in to this IBC tub that I've been faffing about with for what feels like months now, just where I've stopped and started and then changed ideas and then started the tunnel. So it now has fish. We have one system live up and running, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these fish develop. So if you want to see the progress of these guys over the coming months as they spend the winter in the heat, on what we do, what we try, what we test, then give us a subscribe to track their progress. I'll mark up videos with these fish with the IBC name in front of them, so you can keep track of them. I'm going to start feeding them on what I've got currently, which is Cuttlebrook, the smaller pellet stuff for now. If they get bigger quicker, I'll get them straight onto the Saki, but hopefully I'll be able to sort out getting some different food before then. Although obviously I would ideally probably want to put these on Saki for now, but yeah, we'll see. I'll decide what I'm going to do in that front. But I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you. Bye.